to another edition of the Round Table. That's right. You are watching us. Believe it or not, we were all together plus one. Last couple of weeks, the three of us couldn't get together. Here we are tonight. Not only are we back together, but we said, you know what? Screw it. Let's add a fourth person. There you go. Far end on the right is the mouth, Mr. George Miklos.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, bud?
Good. It feels crowded. I was by myself the last couple of weeks.
I know. To my immediate right, the guy with the fastest feet in the NFL, returning punts, kickoffs, and get it up in Mile High Stadium for years, Mr. Rick Upchurch. How are you?
I'm doing great. Let me tell you something. It's good to be back.
Good to have you back
great
here.
Vacation, man.
Good.
Catching some big old hogfish, man. I think I showed everybody.
Yeah, I'm going to want
verification.
verification.
Oh, man.
Who caught the
Hey,
fish?
hey, look.
Right. John wants to know who caught the fish.
Who really caught the fish?
My wife did.
There you go.
I'm going to give it to you.
No, right on there.
You know, sweetness can catch anything. They don't like sour people, right?
And the gentleman sitting between Rick and George, I'm going to turn over to George and allow him to introduce our guest.
Good buddy Anselmo Cornelius.
Right
Selmo
on.
for short.
What is it?
Selmo. Anselmo Cornelius.
All right. No, Selmo. Is that the nickname? Is that
Yeah,
what you said?
Selmo.
I
Yeah.
can't hear you down. Now that Rick is here, it's one more person
You
that the
take
voice
the
has.
first two letters off, just Selmo.
All right.
AKA.
AKA Selmo.
Don't talk to me about AKAs.
You know how we met? Yes. You know how
No.
we met? Well, he knows.
Was that the picture?
Yeah,
Was
I
that
showed
the
you the
first
picture
time?
of me. Rick doesn't want to hear about it. The Raiders photos that I showed with me in the football in the suit. We met at a private function at Allegiant Stadium.
Okay.
But I don't know, maybe 2 years ago by now, maybe. And he was taking the photos. I'm going, what's he doing there? I got to get. So I went down on the field and grabbed the football and the helmet, and it worked out really good.
And then the rest of the guards chase you off the field.
Right,
They were ready to put you in
like
shackles.
a streaker, they were chasing me down.
It is like a streaker.
They caught me at
Well,
the
I
50.
don't want to have that vision.
Right,
And sitting to the left of me,
the voice.
the guy that just came from a vacation, he was all over the world, gang. No doubt
I'm so
about it.
tired.
Is the voice. Aaron.
These guys get to
Thank
go on
you.
vacation.
Way to come back, Aaron. Way to come back,
Yes,
man.
I can't. I'm getting there, but almost. But not all the way. Look at that.
Remember, I had a starter kit. You'll never catch me, man.
Yours is original
It's
equipment.
originally equipment.
Comedy at its finest.
Oh
I'm out
my
of work.
gosh,
Again.
that's right. That's right.
Selmo, you got some catching up to
I'm
do.
going to tell you, that's right. He's in
Yeah.
between, right? Exactly.
Yes, I do.
Well, I
I
warned
need
him.
some vacations.
Oh, wait. All right. So we need to resection everybody. We need
Okay.
to have George, then Aaron, then Anselmo.
Oh,
and
like the
then
Verizon,
All right.
like the Verizon chart by color.
Right.
That's the
Oh,
color
you're
chart.
oh,
You know the color chart.
and so I'm going to be in back of the bus, right?
No, you're driving the bus.
Oh, I'm driving the bus.
I'll let you.
Finally.
We'll let you drive the bus.
Oh, finally.
Because I'm going to be the caboose. Don't, or George might be the
Well,
caboose.
it's 2023. I can be the caboose.
That's-
I'll sit in the back. I like sitting in the back. I always did.
Oh my God.
Oh, these guys are nuts.
Okay.
Hopefully we're still on the air. Hello. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
No, yeah, wait, did you hit play? 702-992-3207 is our number. Thank you for watching us on Facebook, YouTube, whether it's on Art Show channels, WWDB TV channels. If you're driving around town, now, of course, here in Vegas it's 4 o'clock-ish, which means we're getting close to going home time. But if you're driving, please download the WWDB TV app to your phone for Android. WWDB TV LV if you have an iPhone. However, in about 72 hours from now, if you have Roku, even if you don't have Roku, get Roku. Download the WWDB TV channel and network to Roku, and you'll catch not only us screwing around here on the round table. We have to be a little more serious. We do have a guest here. But we also have a
Bazillion.
Yes, I forgot about that.
I told you we were
Brazilian.
Brazilian number of shows that you can watch on the network. So give us a call. Put your chats in here. We're monitoring. If you're watching us on YouTube, put your chats in there, your comments. John can pick them up and show them to us on the screen as well. All right. Who's got a story for the week? Who wants to share something? Just,
Real quickly, I don't know if you guys read this. I just sent it to you guys earlier today.
Yes.
Some guys, those guys that have the metal detectors and they're walking around
Yeah.
the fields and stuff. Some guy in Kentucky who owns some land that he was on, his own land, just playing around, messing around. He heard when it gets
Started buzzing.
yeah. He found over 800 coins, since you guys are coins, okay, from pre-Civil War. These were like 1862, 1863, 1864. There was like 800 coins. About 30 or 40 of them were worth more than the whole bunch together. They were $20 gold coins, and they said it was like winning the lottery. The guy was about $2 or $3 million worth of coins. They have not released the guy's name or where he lives or the land because they don't want everybody to, like the next gold rush, going in there and start digging up his property. So, yeah, can you imagine just a quick thing? That stuff's been there for 160 years. And they were trying to figure out what might have caused it not to be found.
Right.
And they're saying back then at that time during the Confederate, the North and the South, they were coming through, raping and pillaging and burning stuff. Banks were closed or whatever. People were taking their money out. And maybe, possibly, some guy back then just, they didn't trust banks. They
Like buried treasure?
it. Right. Yeah, buried it on your own property or underneath your bed.
Right.
And maybe, possibly, they either stole the land and took it, or maybe possibly passed away before he could get back to find it.
Right.
But who knows how many instances out there in this country where all this unfound riches could be buried somewhere.
Right. We need Josh Cates, Expedition Unknown.
So now we know where Binion buried all his coins.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know if he went to Kentucky, but
Now-
that's a whole other one.
That's right. Now we need to open up a metal detector business because
Right.
after that, people are going to want to buy metal detectors to find the
They
hidden
said
treasure.
that's the century of the find of the 21st century.
Wow. But
so
didn't they?
far.
But didn't somebody who bought a home not too long ago found like 8 million pennies or coins in a
That's right.
basement?
Yeah,
Right?
that I saw
Right.
that too. I don't know how much that was totally worth, but yeah, it was a big find.
You know what? Just don't discard anything.
Yeah, but what we got to realize and understand back then and even into today, people are bartering with precious metals.
Right.
Bottom line. And way back then, that's telling the story of where we're at today. Because a lot of folks right now don't even understand how to barter and to work with silver and gold to make sure that they have a lifelong legacy.
And it's tied into what you guys are doing.
Absolutely.
Well, I was
it's
just
tied
going to
up.
say, just so happens tonight or every Thursday night, there's a Zoom meeting where folks can just jump on it with an invitation to learn more about what Rick is talking about that I'm involved with. But tonight, I have some inside information. This man's stepping up tonight in that meeting. He's actually running the
I'm
presentation
running the
tonight.
show. Oh, yeah.
I wish
I'm
I could
excited.
join in to
I'm
watch
excited.
it, but I'm having dinner with my sister.
I certainly understand that, but once again, you can get back on, and what we'll do is I'll do a rerun for
Okay,
you. How about
please.
Is
that?
that 7 o'clock?
It might take 2 hours, but
Rick
I'll
up
go
church
over
and
it.
sense around.
Is that 7 o'clock like you normally guys have had?
6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You're going to have to get out
Yeah.
of here soon and go home. And,
Yeah, but you're listening on the way home to Henderson. You
Yeah,
can bring
yeah.
it up on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
So can our guest.
Yeah.
Yes.
By the way.
Oh, by the way, and Selma was here because he has. We're always looking to ways to make extra money.
Yeah.
That's what you guys are doing. That's what online businesses and marketing companies out there.
Home-based business.
Home-based businesses. We're all involved in them some way or another. We all have. There's so many out there, but and Selma was here to discuss
So
his business that he's going to be doing.
let me give a visual before he gets into
Go
it.
ahead.
Now, first of all, before we get started, I want to thank Selmo for his years in military,
You're
right?
welcome. Yes.
Army 11th Bravo Infantry,
Baby.
football, actor.
Yes.
You tried out for the Oakland Raiders back in the day.
Yes, sir.
You want to know who his quarterback was in high school?
No, Jim Plunkett.
I mean college. I'm
Jim
sorry.
Plunkett.
No.
Jim Elway.
No.
Well, far back. I don't know.
How's Warren Moon sound?
Oh, well, Mr. Moon, yeah,
That's not
absolutely.
bad, huh?
I would love to catch some passes from him, that's for sure.
Oh, they were
Very
bullets.
catchable ball, though.
They were bullets.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I want
Good
everybody
job.
to see this visual, if you will. Okay, when George and I sold timeshare, we always used to talk to our clients about anyway dollars. You're going to spend money anyway on
Anyway,
vacation, right?
Right.
You spend money when you go food shopping.
Yes.
You spend money on buying those fish that you shouldn't take a picture with.
Yes.
Uh,
Absolutely.
I was waiting to see if you would catch that one.
You know, no, I caught it. But man, I got the bait to show you that I was out there literally catching these fish.
I'm sure you were.
Yeah.
It's easy to fish with a shotgun, isn't it?
Boat or on
Dynamite.
Dynamite.
It was dynamite.
Dynamite.
So we used to have a saying about anyway dollars, right? And George, you and I used to do this. Remember, we used to show our example. We put
Right.
this on our forehead
Right.
and say, "Look."
It'd actually stick. It would
I know that's the grease from the pool.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're spending anyway dollars when we go food shopping, when we buy coins,
Yes.
when we buy True IQ, whatever it is. Well, Selma has a business where our money that we're going to spend anyway is worth not one, not two, but 3 times the value of buying power between now and November 11th. Ask me why. I dare you to ask me why.
Why?
Thank you for asking, Johnny. Because the company finally and formally launches on November 12th. And you want to get in early because they have a lot of great opportunities to get in. If something like this is interest you, you get a card. I saw you took it out there. So this is what it will be like, because John can zoom in on my one shot here if you don't mind. This is what you get. Although, let me do this. Oh, your number's on the back. Let me write those numbers down. So you can see, oh, it's green. It's going to fade
Go
out.
shopping.
It's good.
So we got to change these cards, these green cards, which
Use
looks
the
like
white
it's
one.
blue.
Oh, yeah, because it's blue. That's
So
right.
anyway, it's a debit card backed by Visa and banking and all of that stuff. So you go
FDIC, all that.
FDIC insured up to
Right.
250, all that good stuff. You just simply go shopping with that card. Every penny that you spend on there, you get something called Z-Bucks, which I'll have him explain in a little bit. So that's the concept of what he's here to talk about today, a way to make some extra bucks, a way to make your money work twice as hard for you. And I think I set the table pretty well. Was that good? Did I miss anything?
Yeah, no, you got it all.
I got it all.
I
I
was
read
wondering who that guy
That's
was.
right.
I read it the way you wrote it for me, so I want to make sure I got it right.
Yeah,
So-
so I just like to say I'm an independent digital branch owner, and that's what DBO stands for.
Mhm.
And my responsibility is to recruit TCMs, which is Transact Customer, members and other DBOs.
So TCM is like somebody like me who would just use a card to buy
Yeah.
stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Just use a card. And
Okay.
so that's the easy part of it. Now, if you want to make money, you want to invest and become into franchise with the business, when it launches November the 12th, then you would be a DBO, a franchise owner.
There you go.
So it's just as simple as that. So the business is
It's rocking and
it's
rolling.
rocking and rolling right now. You can get in early, like you said. The easy part is just to sign up, enroll, and become a member and get in early. And so that's what we're working with right now, with people signing up.
And we'll get
as
into
many
more
as
of that.
possible.
We'll get into more of that as we go through
Okay.
some more of the details. But I also wanted to point out, folks, if you notice his shirt, he's wearing a roundtable shirt. Although technically he could be an honorary member, I don't care.
Right.
But he came in wearing a green shirt under his sport coat, and so he was like this floating head around the sport
Yes,
coat.
they would.
Right, I didn't get the memo.
So
About an hour before I sent the memo, I think, oh shit, don't wear green. And of course,
Way to
So-
go, George.
Fortunately, John has a couple of pieces of extra roundtable clothes and whatnot, so we got him outfitted. But all right, so here's what we got going on. We got America Speaks coming up. We're going to talk with our guest Selmo here about his business. We got some interesting headlines that we're all going to chime in on. Of course, we want you to chime in with that as well. So we got a lot to do in this show. So it's a good thing you're tuning in, and we're going to go to break a minute or two early. So with that, thank you for watching the Roundtable. Me and the gang. We'll be right back. How unique.
It's gorgeous.
You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery. I've got to have it.
So colorful.
I can't live without it. You'll find the art that speaks to your heart at Desert Valley Gallery.
Are you looking for someone to provide training to your staff? Do you need a motivational speaker about how to handle change? Do you have an upcoming event that needs an MC to handle those responsibilities? Well, look no further than longtime Las Vegas radio personality Aaron Phillips. I am local to Las Vegas and I can blend my talents with any audience. For more information, please visit www.aaronzauer.vegas and book me for your next event or training needs.
It was a quick count.
Beep, beep.
All right, welcome back to the round table.
That's
I'm Aaron
it.
Phillips, and I got Rick, and I got the Mouth George, and I got our guest Selmo. He's here. Transact, right? That's the name of the company.
Yes, Transact.
Transact. See, I remember. See, I did look at the stuff. See, I know this. So we got a full house today, and again, like we talked about, we run a gamut of topics here, whether it's health related or news and fun and all that. But we also want to bring good stuff to the community for ways, we know what the economy's like. People are check to check, or they're still looking for whatever it is. And we always want to bring forth opportunities for our audience, not only here in Vegas, but really anywhere, because your business is anywhere. right?
That's right.
And we just happen to have listeners and viewers from
All
everywhere.
over the world.
So everybody's looking for a little something. And so it's great to have you here to present, which really is the first time I've heard of an opportunity like this,
Yes.
to have people get in and gain some financial freedom, if nothing else, right?
That's right.
How were you introduced to it?
I was introduced by my friend Ferdy.
Okay.
He's a musician and slash songwriter,
Okay.
and he happened to call me up and say, "Selmo, I want to tell you about something."
Okay.
So he sent me a voice text kind
Okay.
of thing, you know what I mean? And so I listened to the voice text,
Mhm.
and so then he said that he knew the CEO of the company,
Mhm.
John, what's his name, McKellip.
Okay.
And so I listened, and then I asked him. I said, "What other information do you have?" And he says, "I have a video."
Okay.
So he sent me the video. I watched a little 3-minute video.
Right.
I checked it out, and then I said, "You know what? Ferdy's got something here." And so I looked into it myself, and then
Which you have to do.
yeah,
Mhm.
and so I did, and so I looked into it, and everything was legitimate about it, and so I just said to myself, "You know what? I'm going to join," and I joined in 2 weeks.
There you go.
So I
And
I
how long
purchased-
ago? How long ago was that from?
That was
today?
in May.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was like mid-May.
All right.
And so I joined, and I received the card, and I have the Z-Bucks. When you first purchase the card, they give
Okay.
you 500 Z-Bucks, which are like coupons. These Z-Bucks are like coupons that go into a computer database, and they just add up. They keep accumulating, and then you have all these Z-Bucks, and so
And you can use them to
and
spend.
you can use them
right?
to spend. You actually use 2,200 Z-Bucks to go on a cruise, a 7-day cruise.
Wow.
How
And
long's
that's just the Z-Bucks.
Transact been around?
They've been around since April.
Oh, so they-
brand new.
It's
brand
brand
spanking
new.
new.
It's brand
Okay.
spanking new company
on.
since this year, since April.
Where are they based out of? Where's their home?
I think it's Las Vegas. Everything is
Okay.
happening in Las Vegas.
Right on.
So anyway, we'll double check that, but it's a great company, and me and Ferdy were in a company before in 2014,
Okay.
and we're both in the music business,
Right.
so we kind of stay up on things, and what's going on in the life right now,
Sure.
and so he just hit me to it, and I said, "Oh man," he said, "it's going to be a big disrupt in the banking industry, and that you got to move aboard with this because there's going to be some financial benefits here
Mm-hmm.
becoming part of this business, and I can see the vision right now."
TRANZACT, right? Transact.com.
.com.
TRANZACT.com. Now, and I did that for a couple of reasons. Number one, I had it in my head to spell, but John just messaged me. Can you spell the name of the company for me? Because I'm going to put a crawl on there,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's on the screen. Now, if somebody wants to, and I'm way 30 steps ahead of where we normally go,
Yes.
but we're talking about the website. How can people reach you direct?
People can reach me at https://Selmo SELMO 98.mytzt.com.
Did you get all
That's
that,
my
John?
website.
The cool thing about this is that you'll be able to go back.
Yeah,
and you'll
of
be able
course.
to see all
How about
the
a phone number?
209-990-7720.
209-990.
7720.
All right, there you go. So I've written down, John, whenever you need that
If you
again.
need my email address, it's Anselmo, ANSELMO, 9857 at gmail.com.
They really need to make those URLs
They
much
do.
easier
I know
for
a
you
lot
guys.
of
He's
them
got the
work-
same thing.
I got a long one.
Yeah,
A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P.
Funny.
So,
Yes.
Questions?
any questions,
That's
Rick?
that's my thing.
No, I pretty much understand exactly what he's doing. Once again, what we're doing
Right.
is pretty similar to what you're doing in that whole deal, but it's in different commodities.
I did notice there was a one time, not the major sign up, but there was one for $25.
Yes, $25
One
for the
time.
card. One
And
time.
that's it.
And if you get it before November the 12th, there's no annual fee.
Ever again.
Ever
so it's
again.
$25 to get the
25
card.
bucks forever.
Now, What is the benefit of just doing the $25 and getting the card? You can just use the card.
Yeah, you use the card. You swipe. You swipe
Wherever
the
you go.
card wherever you go. You accumulate the Z bucks, and you just keep it moving from there. And there's a store called the Z Club that you go into, and you find the merchandise that you want to purchase with the Z bucks, and the merchandise is 50% off. So if you find a pair of Nike shoes in there that cost $150, you'd use $75 of your cash. 75 Z bucks turns into bucks.
Right.
So but there's also this flash sale, they call it, and the flash sale item will just pop up like a camera on the flash sale, and then you would actually just use the Z bucks for the flash sale, and it would just cost you whatever the item costs and shipping and handling, and that's it.
Now, this is a card that you have to load it up yourself, correct?
Yes, you load the card up. You could load it with your debit card, or you can load it up
Direct
through
deposit,
direct
which
Right.
includes your
deposit.
payroll, right?
Yes, with
And
your
that's no
bank,
different than any of these prepaid cards you can
yeah.
buy in a drugstore
Right.
or food supermarket.
Right. So it's simple. It's really simple to load the card up, and just you got a limit though. It's $500 a day.
Yeah.
So
Spending
Because
or
it's not a
loading?
bank.
loading.
Okay.
Loading. You
Yeah,
spend
we're-
as much as you want.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Won't be a cap on spending, but
But you're only going to have so much in there because it's not
Yeah.
a bank and that whole deal, right?
Well, it is
Yeah.
backed by a bank.
Well, it's backed
It's
by
backed by a bank, but it's not a
FDIC.
bank. Yeah.
No, right. The company is not Transact. If I read the information correctly,
Yes.
so please correct me if I don't have it right. They are the portal of transactions,
Yes.
right? That whatever the banking body is the part that's actually handling the dollars and cents of the
Yes.
activity, and that's the part that's FDIC insured up to
That's
250,
right.
right?
That's
Okay.
right. So
I
your
see-
card
I
is
do read
safe.
this stuff.
Now, I know a lot of businesses now, are you guys, I don't, COVID's long over, but do you guys meet on Zooms or do you meet in person and have meetings somewhere?
We
to-
meet Zoom. So
Okay.
we do most of our meetings on Zoom.
Yeah, most companies today
Yeah.
do that now.
And so that's the way we operate. There's
So,
meetings.
so how does the company, how does it make money? It makes it through the fees? Does it make it through the transactions? How does the company actually make its money?
The company makes its money through because the bank sometimes has like when you it's like overdraft. So
Okay,
banks make money off of overdrafting. So we're actually helping the banks,
Mhm.
right? Somehow. So we're making money in that way.
I got you.
Gotcha. Plus the fees, which,
Plus
by
the
the way,
fees.
if you
Yes.
sign up before the launch, some of those fees you don't have to pay,
Oh, my
right?
God.
That's right.
So what are some of the fees that people would normally have to pay starting the 12th of November that they don't have to worry about now if they decide to get involved?
Well, there's the annual fee for the card, would be I believe $46.
Okay, so that
$5.95 a month.
right now they don't have to pay
You
that.
don't have to pay that if you
Okay.
sign up for the card now.
Okay.
And,
What
and
else?
then you would waive the $150 fee.
Okay.
Which is a
you,
monthly, was
yeah,
it?
monthly
Okay.
fee.
Okay.
And you would actually get your money back for the cost of the card, which was $4.95, and that pertains to the business signing up.
So the business side of gotcha.
Yeah, the
So
okay.
you can buy the card for $25 as a customer and get a card as be a card holder.
Right.
But the $4.95 initial fee is to get into the business part.
Right. It's to
Right.
become the
Yeah.
franchise owner.
And you
Right.
get a website with a back office and all that
Yes.
stuff.
Now, if you're just using the card, you get a back office also to track all your purchases and Z-Bucks and everything?
Yes,
Okay.
because good point. Because with just the card,
Right.
so a member that has the card will actually relay this card to another person, and they become a member.
Gotcha.
So that person that becomes a member of yours,
Right.
you actually are tracking their Z-Bucks now,
Okay.
because every time they swipe the card,
Right.
you get their money also. You get their
Gotcha.
Z-Bucks.
Ooh.
So if they use 1,000 Z-Bucks on this card,
Right.
guess what?
Wow. I
Get
guess.
1,000
He
Z-Bucks.
gets his out.
So you're really building some residual value. I'm not saying
Yes.
money, but residual value, even just by being a consumer with the card. If you have somebody else
That's
sign
right.
up and
You
get a
don't
card.
even have to be in the business. You
To
just
get-
right.
wow.
You just
You just
word
pay
of
the
mouth.
$25, get the card.
25
and just
bucks, get the
use it.
card, and then you know what? If somebody spends, like I said, $2,200 and they get 2,200 Z-Bucks, then you go on a free
You go on a
7 days
cruise.
cruise.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
So
this
who
is
wants to
basically
miss out on that?
Right.
So this is basically like a referral program.
Yes.
That's what it is. So you're referring people to come and get on board with the card and that whole deal. Do you get any kickbacks for your referral as far as when I refer you and that whole deal, right? Do I get any kickback as far as referring you?
No
to the card?
kickback. You have to actually sign up.
Sign up. Okay.
You have to actually become a member.
Okay.
I'm glad
That's
we're
how it
talking
works.
about this as opportunity because
Yeah.
this is going to be a nice segue for what you have sitting in front of you. It was announced last week or earlier this week
Yeah.
that one of the longest running national haulers across the country, Yellow Transportation,
Oh, wow.
after 90 some odd years, has filed bankruptcy and pretty much has closed its doors. And therefore, some 30,000 employees are now looking for work.
See there?
Absolutely.
So you got True IQ, you've got Transact, we got 7K, we got apps for you over here, folks.
That's
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
Now,
Every
they can see
little
him on the
bit.
screen.
No
They'll be able to see him.
And not only that, when you look at the arena of real estate in that whole deal, last month they showed 400,000 have left the real estate business as well because of the interest rates that are making it very, very hard in order for people to buy.
So by realtors? Or
I'm talking about
mortgage-
realtors.
and
Realtors.
Yes,
Oh, wow.
Jesus.
Yes, sir.
And so that's got to roll into the mortgage bankers then too, who are
Absolutely.
doing it too.
Right.
Wow. Any other information in there? That, I mean, I just kind of went off the byline, but
Well,
is there
once
something
again,
good on there?
you're talking about 2,200 drivers and dock workers at the company, man, that are just flat out, man, in trouble. You know, they couldn't come together. The union couldn't come together with the Teamsters, and they felt like, hey, we weren't being taken care of,
Right.
insurance-wise, wage-wise, and that whole deal. So they went on strike. They couldn't come to an agreement on it.
And you got a company that's been around that long.
That long.
It's-
That long.
I had a
Yeah,
friend, a couple
absolutely.
of friends who were truck drivers. I know I did ask him. One did work for Yellow 20 years ago. But it's just sad to see that these businesses are going out of business because it's just the business is not out there to support these drivers and the long haul stuff that they do. So interestingly enough, home-based businesses are shooting upwards now.
Absolutely.
That's a good way to think about going into a different business. Unfortunately, some people have
Right.
to do that.
Yeah, you know, the company received a $700 million loan from the federal government in 2022.
Where'd the money go?
It was a loan that resulted in taxpayers holding 30% of the outstanding stock. So, you know, so that means that the people out there that bought into the stock aspect of it,
You
man,
got nothing.
are
They have-
SOL.
oh my
wow.
God! I
They
was just
should light
thinking,
their
wait a second, the
fireplace up.
stock's nothing now.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's
And that certainly hurts. You know?
Denise has a question for you in the chat room, George. If you look at the screen there, George, does he know the Z-Man?
Oh, George, yeah. Does he know the Z-Man? I mentioned earlier that I had been exposed to this about 2 months ago.
Okay.
And there's a friend of ours that lives in New Mexico now. He was a big network marketer, multimillionaire. His name was Michael Zappia.
Okay.
I don't know if that name sounds familiar. I know that there's a lot of people, a lot of realtors that I know that are in this business in the
Okay.
last 3 months.
Yes.
But yeah, they're in the business. He's selling cars now in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and doing this business, the
Okay.
same one.
Yes.
So that's how I was exposed to it from a couple of guys a couple months ago.
Well, his name does sound familiar.
Yeah.
I know I've heard it around.
The Zap,
The
yeah.
Zap, yes.
Zap.
I've heard it around.
Before we go to break, there's one piece of sad news that we have to bring up to everybody. This past week, I don't know what's going on, but we seem to be losing a lot of folks from the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
So, John, if you'd cue up our video before we talk about it, folks, I'm sure you all remember
Oh, he's
this
got
very famous scene from a certain movie.
it. Right.
So, Maestro, whenever you have it ready, sir.
Yeah, Maestro.
With our award-winning patented Ultimate 3-in-1, pack wrinkle-free in our innovative garment bag, generous duffel, and all-purpose day pack for incredible versatility. Experience easy wrinkle-free packing with quick access to travel essentials. Exclusively ours, an extension pocket for longer items or additional storage. Avoid check-in fees and lost luggage with our patented wraparound garment bag and duffel for a single carry-on. Easily hang the garment bag at your destination and use our duffel as a pop-up drawer. Back at home, the duffel and garment bag fold neatly into the day pack for compact storage. Travel smarter and simpler with Ultimate Luggage.
Hey, everybody, I am Aaron Phillips. You are.
I'm Governor Val Brown Klingelhofer.
And we host what kind of show?
We host the most fabulous show on this network you've ever seen. It's all about Kiwanis and what's going on in our different cities.
And Kiwanis Connects is the title, and you can watch us every Friday morning, 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time, right on Facebook or WWDB-TV. Say goodbye.
Bye, everybody. Aloha.
Oh, Billy Ball! I just saw that pop up there.
Yeah.
Billy Ball down in Texas. She says, I used to do this dance in my pointed shoes. Drove my teacher crazy. Thank you, Billy. Figured you'd appreciate that. You couldn't do that now, could you?
Hey,
I'd like to
Billy.
see you trying to do it now. Come on now. Come on.
She could.
I bet she could too. Billy, good friend of ours down in Texas with her husband, James. We got to get back on track there, little girl. Got to get back on track, my
We
friend.
love you, Billy.
Billy is the jack of all trades and master of all of them.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. She's great.
Yep.
Okay, so let's talk about Pee Wee Herman for a moment, and then we'll get back to Selma here in the business for a second. First, he came out with Pee Wee's Big Adventure, the Playhouse stuff. At that time, he was more or less considered like a kid's children's show, even though things at some point can get a little on the gray area, right? What did you like the character Paul Rubens played as Pee Wee? What was your thought? I mean, what were your guys' thoughts on the character of Pee Wee Herman?
For me, I thought he was great.
Mhm.
I thought he was great because he brought himself down to the kids to be able to communicate with them.
Mhm.
And a lot of times actors just don't do that
Right.
because kids are left out, right?
Mhm.
And so when Pee Wee Herman came out and he had that type of a character and that kids started watching TV and says, "Oh my goodness, I can be like that," right? They said, "I can do anything. I can be whatever I want to be." And so Pee Wee Herman gave them a vision of what they could be even outside of just a traditional actor,
Right.
right?
When I first heard of Pee Wee, again, being an actor in the entertainment business, he had done a lot of stuff before Pee Wee. Sitcom. Him and Robin Williams worked. He appeared on Morgan Mindy a couple of times. And think about what Rick
Cheech
mentioned
and
about.
Chong.
Yeah, he was in Cheech and Chong movies. That's where he
Was he
really got-
really?
Oh, a couple
Yeah.
of them. Couple
Well,
of
that
them.
explains a lot.
I'm not sorry. Yeah. But he, like Rick said, he appealed to children and gave kids an outlet to where they could feel good about themselves and be a little weird
Mhm.
if they wanted to. But he also had an adult Pee Wee show that he did on the comedy circuits, and he had an adult show which was absolutely hilarious. The guy was, I don't like to use the word genius, I really don't, but he was a comedic genius. He was on the level of a Robin Williams and that kind of thing. We know him as Pee Wee the Herman. He had a lot of other outlets that he did in movies and stuff. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Blow with Johnny Depp. He played
of it.
He played the drug dealing hairdresser.
Okay.
Brilliant in that film. And he played Batman's dad
Mm-hmm.
in the first Batman with Danny DeVito.
Oh, the
Was it
Penguin.
Penguin?
Yes, he played the
He played
Penguin's dad.
dad.
Yes.
And that's where he was, real stoic and real,
Yep.
wasn't a good father.
Right.
But Pee Wee Herman, I actually worked here at a local theater here in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
And I worked with a guy, this is 30 years ago. He was in his 50s then, this guy. He said he used to be in local Playhouse Theater in Sarasota, Florida, and he worked with Paul Rubens at the time. So that was cool to have that little connect. What are your thoughts with Pee Wee?
Pee Wee Herman was a genius to me. His character, he threw it out there to where it was a realism with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like he was, you know, that's having fun as an actor, me being an actor. When you can be yourself and still be the same character, it's kind of like a double sword, you know. So he had fun with it, and he expressed himself to the children and to the adults at the same time. And so I think that's what was the eye catcher, is that he was funny. It was comedy.
Right.
And so the kids loved it and the adults loved it. So I was a lover of the film. You know what I mean? It was, I thought we just laughed so hard when we saw it.
Yeah, he was different, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was different. He was different from any other actor or any other show. Simply because of his mannerisms, right? and his dance. Remember the dance caught on? Everybody was doing it in the doggone dance
I
places,
defy
right?
anybody when you hear the song Tequila not to start doing at least the arm motion.
Yeah,
Not right.
The Pee Wee Herman, baby.
He was part of the comedy troupe in LA, the Groundlings.
Yeah.
And I did improv comedy. I actually didn't audition for the Groundlings. I auditioned for the Second City. But he came up with the character then, wearing a gray suit that was a little small. The
I was going to say, no one could rock a gray suit that was short.
With a red bow tie.
With the red bow tie and floods. Like,
And if you remember right, I mean, if you look back at some of the children's shows of the 50s and 60s, that's what he was trying to do.
Picky Lee.
Yeah. Yeah, he was trying to do all that time period, but throw all that in there. And he has lasting character forever.
Absolutely.
And not only that, with what he wore, you know, the tiny suits, the tight suits. What are most of the guys wearing today? They're wearing them now. You look at LeBron; he's wearing
right.
the
They got the
suits,
floods.
and you got the floods and that whole deal.
If I see LeBron walk in a gray suit and white platform, patent leather shoes, and starts doing the tequila, I'm turning in my membership card.
Well, let me tell you,
Turn it on my camera.
LeBron might not do it, but Snoop Dogg will.
Doesn't he do it every day anyway?
Oh, yeah. I love that.
Oh, my goodness gracious. So we talked, I want to go back to the business for a second because I'm intrigued by this, going back to my days of timeshare. I'm always curious about why people do what they do. Okay. Veteran, actor, physically fit in terms of football and all that stuff. What turned you on to this that your friend reached out to you? I get that.
Yes.
What was it that you said, you know what? I really want to take a look at this and let me get into this. Why? What was your aha moment to say, I want to do this?
My moment was to help people.
Okay.
Genuinely, I thought about, you know, myself at first.
Okay.
You know, I'm financially kept.
Okay.
But
Are you adopting?
Yes.
I'm
Come
first,
on.
man.
Okay, that's fine.
But I thought that it would be such a great thing to help the community because the economy is shot right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We need some helping hands out there, and for this business to guarantee you to have some extra is a big deal.
Sure.
Nobody else is giving anything any extra,
Right.
and so that's why, you know what I mean? The main thing was that I could, and I say it all the time to people now, I said, hey, I just want to help.
Right.
You know what? I don't know what kind of situation you're in, but I want to help and I want to see you have a good chance of a financial outcome, of an increase.
And that's what I like what he's saying right there, because businesses like this, home-based businesses, a lot of people are scared to do stuff like that. They're set in their ways. They get up at 8 in the morning. They go to work, do 40 hours a week. They get, whether it's comfortable or just they've accepted that this is what they're going to do forever. And sometimes when they see something like this, they get a little intimidated or scared by it because they don't know. Now you're relying on yourself, although the best way to become wealthy in America, still in today's world, is sales.
That's right.
It truly is. And that doesn't mean selling. It means sharing. You're sharing something new with someone. And that's how you have to look at it. And it takes the edge off of folks when you just, hey, how you doing, man? What are you doing? Well, this is what I'm doing.
The thing about it, George, what I'm finding is that the key word is trust.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't know. If they don't know, they don't trust.
Right.
And so it's all about education. When you sit people down and you tell them about this program, they're sitting there and they're like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of this. And so now all of a sudden it's something that's foreign. And so now all of a sudden what comes up? The defense.
Right, the wall comes
Yeah,
down.
That's right.
And
That's
now
right.
you have to build trust in what you're doing. And what you have to do is explain the business as well as you possibly can in elementary form. You really
Yes.
do.
Yes,
so
you
that
do.
it's not overcomplicated. With
And you have to find people that are willing to listen.
Exactly.
That's right.
That's all.
Because a fine example was just the other day. I've been knowing this lady for quite a while now. And I introduced the card to her, and she's like, first thing she says was, "I got enough credit cards.
Yeah.
I don't want any more credit cards." And I said, "Hey, well, you know what? You're saving money. I don't want to save any money." And the first thing I thought, I was like,
That's
"So what are
defense.
you? Yeah, what are you doing now?" She said, "Well, I got to take this call. I got to make some money."
Yeah.
And so, that's so contradictory because I'm saying to her, that this card can benefit you.
Yeah.
But she was, maybe she'll think about it later on.
Sure.
But that initial, she said, "I got to get off the phone. I got something to do here. I got to make some money." And I said, "Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you
I
about."
remember, like Aaron said, in timeshare, nobody likes to be sold.
Yes.
It's not about selling. It's about the trust that Rick mentioned. You got to
Right.
gain their trust by sharing the truth and the facts to them. And then again, it's up to them to decide
Right.
what they want to do.
You're just an informationalist.
Right.
That's
That's
all.
right. You're not
That's
going to
all.
force people to do anything.
No.
Just give them information to process it.
And then they can, here's
it's
my
right
number.
there, they'll do it.
Yeah, I'm the
That's
messenger.
okay.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And like what I always say, if I would,
I could.
if I could,
I would.
would you?
Right.
If I could show you a better way, would you do this?
It's very
Exactly.
simple.
I like
Yes or a no.
I mean,
I like
Yeah.
that.
that's it.
Because that's it. That's it in a nutshell.
Yeah, and so for me, what you're doing is a great thing. It gives folks a great opportunity.
Thank you.
And once again, it gives folks, man, confidence
Yes.
in their monies and what they're doing, their finances and that whole
Right.
deal.
Right.
But a lot of folks, once again, remember, we've grown up to what? To hold on to what? To hold on to that money and that whole
Everything.
deal.
Right.
And, and if they look at what? If they look at their statements every month, right?
That's right.
From the banks, and you got it in the savings, right? Or even in your checking, how much are you actually making from the bank on your money in the bank?
Very little.
I didn't hear
Peanuts.
anybody.
Pennies on the penny.
I didn't hear
Pennies
anybody.
on the pennies,
Very little.
pennies.
But then they're loaning your money out at what?
High interest.
High interest,
Yeah,
especially
exactly.
with credit cards.
Right.
Exactly.
So people got to you got to educate people. You gotta sit down and talk.
19%, some, some
I've
are
seen
20%.
I've seen 30,
If you're, trying to
35%.
if you're trying to rebuild your credit,
Oh, I'd run if I
then
said
your
that.
credit card, no, seriously, your credit
Yeah.
card rates, if you're trying to rebuild credit after
Right.
bankruptcy or whatever, you're talking 25 to 35%.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's
Yeah.
with where you have to pay a secured deposit
Card.
for a card just to
Yes.
get a $200 credit card to start building your credit again.
That's
Yes.
right.
So it all depends on the circumstances and the situation.
Yes.
Patrick, thank you for watching as always. Billy, I'll be in touch. We'll talk about a couple things as well. The other thing you guys touch on about this is there's no selling to it. There really isn't, because you can do this without building the business like what you're doing.
Right.
Because you're going to take a card, you're going to go food shopping, you're going to get your oil changed, you're going to go get your hair and nail done. You can still use this and get earnings and benefits by it. You know what you're doing with True IQ. You don't have to build the business though, but you can take advantage of the products with money. So imagine this: getting a card, calling you for product, right? Using the card.
Right.
That's right.
And then when they want to get into investing and protecting their future with precious metals, buy their stuff using that card by contacting Rick or I.
Boom. Look at that.
Boom.
It all circles.
So
Absolutely.
6 degrees of separation, no matter how you look at it. You know, we're all helping each other in these facets of life to make life better for each and every one out there. Can everybody
I
do
love that.
everything?
I love
No.
No.
But there's something out
There's
there for
opportunities
everybody.
out there.
That's
Absolutely.
correct. And you should.
That's
And
right.
in this day and age, you shouldn't be closed-minded to any opportunity.
And here's the other thing that I found
Mhm.
is that everybody wants a quick fix, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying, "Hey, I
Need it
want it
now.
nice and quick. And it's going to happen right
Yeah.
now. And it's going to be in my hands right now." Well, once again, with this, I would imagine once you get the card and that whole deal, you can now, fill it up.
That's right.
Once again, and you can go out and start working with that whole deal. With a lot of businesses, they don't want to wait on it. They don't want to wait to build, that type of financial security in that whole deal, and they want it right now.
That's right.
And once again, we're in that era right now, gang, of microwave, right?
Yes.
We're in that
Right now.
Well, social
my
media.
phone, social media.
Yeah.
We hit it,
Yeah.
and we want it right now.
Yeah.
And we've been trained now to think that way.
Now,
Absolutely.
you mentioned 6 degrees of separation. Well, who's the Kevin Bacon?
John.
Oh,
Because we're all here in his studio.
Yes.
for crying
You
out
said
loud.
you have a piece of bacon?
So
Is
well,
that what
6
you said?
degrees
You know how much fat is around that,
John Stiles. So it's John Stiles, 6
That's right.
degrees of separation.
That's right.
Yeah,
What
young
is-
lady asked
If
me
you're
the other
gonna
day.
do it,
Do it with Styles. That's
Oh,
Yeah.
God, that's right.
Young lady asked me the other day, how could I got $15,000. How can I double my money? How could I make this $15,000 grow?
tell
And I
her, come
told
on
her,
down
you
to
know
the
what?
studio.
I told her it's not crypto.
Right, right.
Right.
That's right.
And it's not the bank either.
That's right.
It's not going to grow from the bank. I don't care. You sitting in there for 15 years. It's going to take
If you want the quick fix,
right.
anything along the lines like the stock market is not for you.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
because you have to understand that's a long-term
Long-term.
return.
Right.
Even what you and I are doing with the precious metals. Yeah, we can buy a coin for X amount, turn it around tomorrow, and sell it and make a few dollars. And I'm just
Yes.
being conservative. But really, the value is you have these precious items. You got to sit on them for a while and watch the value change. It's not an immediate thing. Yours is. Yours is.
Yes.
Okay.
It's immediate.
Ours can be depending upon how people buy their coin and what they want to do.
Right, exactly.
But it's not necessarily built that way because it's built for the long haul.
Yes.
But we are and you and I we talked about this in the back,
Yeah.
that ROI.
Yes.
Okay. Businesses today, like pizzerias and restaurants, need and want that immediate return.
on investment.
I eat 3 times a day. You better at least stop in once to get my pizza.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
But what we all
Serious.
do is not necessarily that immediate return. And we as business people have to understand we're planting seeds. We have to
right.
nourish them. We have to pour a lot of manure on them. God knows I do that a lot.
That's right.
Before we start seeing the potential return.
Yes.
And that's what people have to realize. You have to. Now, if you're stuck for something, like you really are in a crisis, okay, there are still avenues out there to where you can raise money. You go to a pawn shop, you pawn something or sell something. There are still ways to get that return, but you still have the opportunities and the options to pick and choose what you want to do.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
And if you do it with people you know, like, and trust,
Yes.
it's a lot easier, right?
That's right.
This man was after me for a year to talk about these damn precious metals until he showed me one stupid little coin that had Batman on it, and I was sold right from there.
That's right.
True IQ, the cream for Eileen's hand.
Yes,
she
yeah.
loves that, and I still didn't order it. Still
We're
giving me
going to
problems.
fix that.
Okay, so she loves the cream. The opportunities are there, and we just have to be open-minded to it. With that, I'm not going to go to break. We took a second break early, so we're going to go right to the top of the hour. So before we get into America Speaks and or do you want to save that last topic about the sharks as part of America?
That's what it was going
That's
to be.
America. Okay, good. Then we'll leave that for a moment.
Yes.
So,
They dangerous enough, right? Big dog? They biting on everything,
Right, right.
They geeked up, right? I mean, anyway.
wait, sharks have to be tested for PEDs now.
Right.
Sorry,
They're
can you
taking
pee in the
drug
cup as
tests.
the shark? Anyway,
Right.
before we get to that, though, I'm going to throw a couple of, I need quick responses to the following questions I'm going to ask you. Okay. Quick, off the top of your head, no phone a friend, can't turn to George or Rick for help. It's
Okay.
all you.
All me.
Okay. What's your favorite all-time movie? So that when it comes on, you pop your popcorn, you grab your adult beverage, or whoever you want to watch it with, you don't be bothered for 2.5 hours. That movie is?
It is. Whoa.
See, I
There's
asked
so
him-
many of them. I know.
I
but
just
that
need one.
movie Is,
I purposely asked the
that
question
movie
long-winded,
is,
give me time to think.
I got you.
I know. I know. That movie is. There's so many movies.
All right, so
There
let me
is.
help you by asking
Yeah.
this question. Who's your
There's
favorite
so
actor?
many movies.
Who's your favorite actor?
I like The Rock. That's a favorite.
Now we're talking there, dude. I got
Big
the
boy.
eyebrow, I got his belt and everything.
I worked on Scorpion King. Just
Oh,
so
did you
know.
really?
Yes.
I did
When I was
see
in
that.
New York,
man.
Yeah, I worked
when I was in New
3
York,
weeks.
they had a Madame Tussauds museum,
Yes.
and who do they have outside? But they have The Rock. Of
Yeah.
course, I stopped and took a picture.
Well,
with
why I don't want to say, I'm going to tell you my favorite movie,
him. Go ahead.
Superfly.
Really?
Because
Wasn't
I
Pee
grew
Wee
up as a
Herman in that?
kid.
Wasn't
Yeah.
Pee Wee Herman in
Yeah,
that?
he was.
He had the platforms.
Oh, he was super fly,
He
right?
was the dealer. and it was because of I think my upbringing as a kid.
Okay.
And everybody looked up to that. Everybody was like, "This is there was a real thing back
Sure,
then."
sure.
And everybody wanted a Cadillac, and everybody
Sure.
wanted. The thing that got me was buying your freedom,
Okay.
and it stuck with me as a young kid.
Okay.
So how do I buy that freedom? I joined the NFL.
There you go.
You know what the NFL stands for, right?
No fun.
Not for
No
long.
fun- not for long.
Isn't that Jerry Glanville?
Or no fun league.
Yes,
But
no
it's
fun
a
league.
celebration.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm glad I asked you the best your actor because that helped you with the movie.
Yes.
Favorite actress of all time.
Favorite actress? I like.
I know what you're going to say. Or no, maybe I'm guessing.
Holly Berry.
I knew it.
I get that one a lot too.
I
All
had
right.
her on my tongue.
Favorite all-time song, so that when you're driving in your car and you're at a red light and the car stopped and your tune comes on and you're bebopping at the red light, you don't care what anybody's seeing in the car with you looking like you're having some issues because you're singing to this song. That song is what?
Me and Mrs. Jones.
Oh, see, you have that baritone voice. I could see that. I could see you doing that.
Can you imagine him in the seat and you can see his
That's hilarious.
And steam coming out of the car.
Right, yeah. Go get a hotel room.
Funny.
Right,
That's
that's it.
funny.
Blackula.
Oh, my goodness.
He's making out with himself.
Bucket list vacation spot. Where'd you like to go someday that you haven't been to?
I'd like to go to Dubai.
Okay.
Really?
If a movie was made about your life, who would you want to see casting playing you in the movie?
Fishburne.
Oh, Lawrence
Fishburne. That's not
Yeah,
bad. You know, I'm going to say this
He
without
looks like my brother.
really.
Yeah, my brother was an actor.
Please take this for what it's worth, but I see a little OJ in you too.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
That's why I said I have to be careful saying this.
Orange juice?
And the room goes silent.
Where's the cricket sound? right?
Orange juice?
Where's the cricket
Did he
sound?
do it or did he not do it?
That's a whole nother topic.
Right.
All right,
Let
couple.
me see you jump over this chair.
That's right. Pretend you're in a Hertz commercial.
Briefcase.
Okay, did that. Okay, two quick questions. I want to go to America Speaks after that. So have that ready, John. Favorite today?
Right.
Favorite Jesus. Favorite superhero? Batman or Superman?
You only get-
Batman.
Batman.
There you go.
Jeez.
And last but not least, before we go to America Speaks, when the day comes that you are at the pearly gates waiting to be escorted into the gates, what is it you want to hear the maitre d' say to you upon entering?
That I was faithful.
There you go. Pretty simple. With that, it's time now for America Speaks.
Wow.
America Speaks.
I just love the guy.
I did.
All righty, guys. We're back with America Speaks. Actually, we didn't even go anywhere, really.
That's right.
But this is your segment, America. This is where I bring up a topic.
Get it?
I read the actual comments that are on this topic, and then we discuss the topics that you guys leave. So I thought this was kind of funny, and there's a lot of comments on this one. If you guys don't know, in the Caribbean, they have a lot of drug runners with the speedboats and stuff when they're getting chased.
Like Miami Vice.
Right, exactly. Just think Miami Vice. And then they're starting to throw bales of cocaine out off the boat into the ocean.
Yeah, where does that cocaine go, George?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, the voice. Sharks in the ocean, great whites, hammerhead sharks, whatever. Sharks might be consuming the cocaine as America's drug crisis spills into the sea. You heard what I said. Sharks might be consuming cocaine, scientists warn.
The movie comes out
Right.
on September 1st.
I'm starting as the coke dealer for the sharks.
right.
Can you imagine the shark coming out with a straw? Well, here's some.
They're always smiling.
Right. Well, I don't know if I want, like Rick mentioned earlier, I don't know if I want a geeked out great white chasing me down. He's all coked out.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But first of all,
I wouldn't want a guppy like that chasing.
Well, the only thing I think is it takes their appetite away, so maybe they wouldn't be hungry.
Maybe. Yeah, but with your luck, they get the munchies and would want you on top of White Castle.
Maybe he loses weight and he's skinny.
Well, here's a guy. unsafe sacks, not unsafe sex.
Oh, gotcha.
Unsafe
Yes.
sacks.
Unsafe sacks.
He a week ago he said this will either be on Shark Week or the subject of the next Sharknado. You guys
Only
ever
if
see
Jay-
that movie Sharknado?
Only if Jason Momoa can host it.
Right. Or well, yeah, I haven't seen those that he's up. That
The
he's
commercials are great.
Yeah. Okay. Here's a guy called ethanol. I guess it's fentanyl, but ethanol.
No,
It's
fuck
not the
it all.
cocaine I worry about. It's all the pot that gets thrown overboard. Can you imagine a great white shark with the blind munchies?
Well, you know what Robin Williams always said whenever he gets stressed, he's got this new medication. Doctor told him take one capsule of fuck it all, and he's feeling fine. Remember that?
Yeah.
Sounded like a good pill to me.
Here's a guy, Marcus Gravy. They can be expert witnesses in the upcoming Hunter Biden trials, the sharks.
I like it. That's
Will,
that's
will,
pretty
they,
good.
will they come out of the ocean going like this?
That's a good one. That's a good
Right.
one. I like that one. Yeah, put them in the jury, man. I can
That's
do that.
funny.
Here's a mouse on the moon, 832. It's fairly obvious that this is happening. I don't think we need to be funding this guy to travel around and see how many sharks respond to high doses of cocaine. Is he going to test all other drugs floating around? We have a fairly good amount of it. So what do you guys think, basically, of the sharks on cocaine? I mean, really, it's
That's
kind
why
of...
the whales are attacking the boats.
Let me tell you, honestly and truthfully,
They're missing
scientists,
out.
That's right.
this is what scientists have been doing. They've been taking heroin, and you have certain spiders in that whole deal, and they're taking the spiders and they're putting heroin on them in that whole deal to see how, when they're on heroin or cocaine, how they're doing their webs.
Well,
And
how much do you...
Why?
compared to when they're not on cocaine and that whole deal.
So
What
what's
are
the
they trying to-
difference? What's the difference?
Because what they want to see is if it affects insects. And if it does, how does it affect their brains?
But why?
Well, how much heroin do you give a
Because
spider?
I would never
they're
look at it-
interested. They're interested in anything, right? I mean, what do you get?
I'm not going to look at a spider and say, "Boy, I hope you're not on coke to like web me in a way."
Look. Here's the thing about it. We understand that what you get,
Spider-Man.
you get monies for research, right? So let me get some research money, right? So that I can look at a spider and work on him and see if it applies to humans.
How much heroin do you give a spider?
How much heroin you have to be on to come up with that idea in the first
I mean,
place? to want to
it
do
wouldn't
that
be
to
a
spider?
Hey man, look, I said it's budgets, it's money. Let me get the money so that I can do my research, right? Don't they research for cancer drugs?
Everything.
But I could
They
buy
research
that.
for everything.
I'd rather be told that they're testing cocaine on the spider to see if it helps cancer. I would buy that.
Right.
But if you're telling me just to see
Have
how
to do
well
a
a
web.
spider goes, make a web.
Well, no.
The guy ought to have said
once
check.
again, mentally, how it affects them compared to a human being.
Well, why? Who
He's
cares?
not
I
gonna
see a
make a
spider
web.
on
They
killing
care.
it.
They care. You might not care,
He's gonna be like,
but they care as scientists.
Making no more.
My goodness.
Well, that's like why they want to clone, right? They're finding the genes of the woolly mammoth, right? They want to
Right.
clone. They did this sheep years
You're
ago.
crazy.
Why the woolly mammoth?
Right.
Is there something better we can find the genes of to clone and bring back?
As long as it's not, what is it, Tyrannosaurus, the big one?
Something.
that
What?
eats you
But,
like
but what was it about the woolly mammoth that they decided to try to clone
yeah,
that?
because like an elephant.
Oh, John's got his
Guys,
hand
oh
up.
God!
He got-
What do you got?
Here we
Guys,
go.
John,
John, tell
the
us the
show's
story.
going to tank right now.
Yeah, here we go.
Alright. So, in Siberia,
Yes.
the land is exploding
Okay.
because of climate change.
Right.
The permafrost is melting,
Okay.
releasing all kinds of methane gas,
That's okay.
all kinds of dead critters and
Okay.
creatures and
All
all
right.
that
Yeah.
shit. And in answer to your question about the woolly mammoth is because they have found or discovered a number of the woolly mammoths that have been frozen, so they have the DNA.
But why?
Why
Why
not?
do they have to? Why not? What good are the woolly mammoths today? We got elephants. It's
No,
the
no,
same
no.
thing without
We don't
the
need
tusks.
Jurassic Park.
Dude.
Right.
Right.
Because the thing's been frozen for a couple thousand years.
Yeah.
Can we bring it back to life?
But why? For the challenge?
Jurassic
no, because
Park.
what happens if you get frozen?
Ted Williams is frozen. They haven't brought him out yet.
That's
What
his
about
head.
Walt
I think it's
Disney?
just his head.
Exactly.
It's just his head.
All right.
How
Any
about
other
this,
comment?
man?
We're running
Yeah,
out.
a couple more.
Go ahead.
Big
Let's go.
Big
I
Sack
know.
Jack. Wonder what that means. Big Sack
Big
Jack.
Sack.
The war on drugs is turning to
Dickhead.
right. The war on drugs is turning the sharks into cokeheads. We have failed the war on drugs, and now we have failed these sharks too.
We
One
woke
more.
about
Mountain
hashtag
777.
sharks on cocaine.
Right. Here's the last one. So now they'll do a movie called Cocaine Shark. Cocaine Bear was bad enough. Crazy what this world is coming.
Are we all going to star in it or what?
That's all shit.
Man, I'm getting
Cocaine
We're gonna-
Shark. I'll be like Jaws. I'm not going to be the one that's poking him.
No,
You're
I'm
not going to be Richard Dreyfuss or
hell no.
No, we're just going to be four guys that are going to be hightailing their ass out of the ocean.
That's right.
what
That's
I'm
what
gonna
I'm
do.
saying.
See how fast? I'd rather have the cocaine on me to get my ass out of there fast, and then that damn shark's going to get me.
Well, nowadays you can't even go ankle deep in the ocean now, and there's sharks are coming
California
that close
coast,
to
yeah.
There's less food out there. The waters are heating up so much in that whole deal that everything is just, man, dying off, no doubt. Coral is dying off. Everything is dying off. Right now, the water is extremely heat. It's heated.
Humans have an amazing way of fucking
Billy
things
Ball.
up, don't they?
Oh, Billy Ball.
Billy
What,
Ball,
Billy?
she said she tried watching Cocaine Shark the other night. Tubi is on it. I know Tubi is another streaming service, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so that, but before that, she was answering the questions I was asking before. She says Blazing Saddles, great movie.
Yes.
John Wick, Diary of a Mad Black Woman, and Minions. And she's been known, she says she's canceled plans to go watch these movies. And you're still married to James? How does that work out? Anyway.
I have a story about John Wick, but we won't go
We'll
there.
save that
We
for
won't
another
go there.
time.
John
We're not
Wick's
going
tough
to
guy,
do
man.
All right, real quickly, information, give the website again for the business opportunity.
Okay, it's http:// Selmo98 dot mytzt.com.
Or you can
Backslash.
call direct at 209-990-7720 and get the man himself to sit down and learn more about it. If you're spending money on your debit card, this is doing exactly the same thing. 209-990-7720.
Transact
And
card.
when you
Transact
hit the website, actually, my contact will say "contact me," and all my information, my email, my phone number will be right there.
So if you missed the website, make sure you catch it on replay on YouTube or on Facebook, or in 72 hours, catch it on Roku. You can catch that, or again, as we said, give them a call. All right, with that, thank you for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me.
Love it, baby.
If you come back,
No, Raiders, I can't do it.
Wait a minute. Wait, let me change your approach. Let me change your Wait.
It was an
That's like Family Feud.
It was an
Wait a minute. Wait, let me change your opinion. His money's green too.
Oh yeah, now we're talking.
It's not black and silver.
I like
That's right.
that.
Thank you, man. All right,
You're
final
welcome,
thoughts.
Like I always say every week, keep your head above water, folks. I know it's a tough time out there. Just keep plugging away. Everything's going to get better. It
There you
always
go.
does.
Yes.
All right, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Final thought. He
Fine.
takes direction well too.
Find what makes your world go around for you and your family. Get involved.
There you go. Find something that works. All right. As always, quick reminder tomorrow, 9 to 10 a.m., Kiwanis Connects. Governor Val and I will be on talking about the district convention next week. What's upcoming? What's going on? Yours truly will be out there. We're going to do a live show next Friday from Reno. So, John, this is your reminder. So, we're going to be live from there. And then I have to figure out what to do on Saturday for my Saturday shows. Haven't figured that part out yet. So, that means next Thursday, guys. Well, no, maybe I can video in from up there. I'll hold that thought.
Okay.
Be kind to everybody. Why is that? We are all we have. Have a great week, everybody. Stay hydrated, stay comfortable, stay cool. We'll see you next time right here on the Round Table.
Yes.